Telkom saw its full-year earnings jump driven by continued demand for its next-generation technologies and cost optimization initiatives. The operator also said it will be in a position to pay dividends in the near term, with its financial year 2025 targeted as the first year end to consider paying a dividend. For more on the numbers, we are joined by Telkom CEO Serame Taukobong. Serame, thank you so much for your time. Briefly take us through the operational performance for the period that was.
Good afternoon, Nastasia, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, it was a very good performance for us, really driven by growth from our new generation platforms, particularly focused on our mobile revenue, which saw 6.8% growth in service revenue, entrenching our data-driven propositions, further supported by growth in our fiber business. So really entrenching Telkom as a leader in data-driven propositions in the market.
The market seemed to like your results, seeing that the share price is up about 5.4%. But given the backdrop that you've just described now, give us a sense of the industry backdrop, given the space that you're operating in.
I think the industry has faced some challenging inroads. I think what's key for us is that the long-term investment that Telkom has made, and particularly positioning ourselves as an infraco, is beginning to yield results, because we've been investing in the future, preparing ourselves for the high data demand and data growth that we're anticipating, and is beginning to yield results. And it is showing, particularly in the fact that we are able to offer our customers value propositions which are in line and meeting the demands given the challenges that our customers are facing.
Given that infraco strategy, some may say most companies who go that route, the CapEx spend tends to be quite high, quite extensive. Take me through your CapEx guidance, whether you believe that you'll still remain within that guidance, given, I suppose, what is needed in an infraco strategy.
I think, as we've said, Anastasia, this is something that Telkom has been doing quite a while. We have not started investing in fiber recently. This has been a long journey. Telkom has been investing in fiber for over 30 years. So you're absolutely right that if one was starting early, this would be a case of a high CapEx guideline. The CapEx guideline reflects the fact that we have been investing over some time, and now we can be more focused in our CapEx rollout, and that's the more medium type of guideline that we're giving with CapEx spend.
You mentioned in your results presentation that BCX is making good strides. Take me through some of the positive shoots you're seeing on that front. Absolutely. So what we're seeing in BCX is definitely the investment in IT is beginning to yield results, particularly in your software business, particularly in cybersecurity, and also in our cloud investment. We have seen BCX now launching new cloud services in Mozambique, for example. We recently launched new cloud services in Mozambique. So that investment in IT beginning to offset the declines that we've seen in the connectivity business. And that's encouraging for us. On the mobile side, when it comes to consumer, have you been able to push through material price increases when you look at prepaid or post? And what are we looking at when we look at that effective price increase?
So we have pushed through price increases in the postpaid front of about 5% overall. We've maintained our pricing levels at prepaid because we feel that our pricing levels are competitive and also cognizant of the pressures that the consumers are facing.
On the cost saving side of things, where do you see the low-hanging fruit?
So we continue on driving cost savings, really looking at operational efficiencies. As we evolve to our NGE platforms, it makes us able to be more efficient in how we go to market. Also constantly looking at operational ways of how can we be more cost efficient. So for example, we are exiting more and more premises, which allows us to then be more structured. Also, we sell these premises as we exit them. Also, in terms of the likes of more fiber in the market, means that less copper utilization, less visits by our technicians, which means that we can be more efficient with how we utilize our staff.
You have a strong balance sheet here. How are you thinking about deploying capital? So for us, it's really about smart capital deployment. As we said, in fiber, it's a focus on not just homes passed, but ensuring that we maintain a connectivity rate close to 50%, which is key. In mobile, it's also about smart CapEx deployment. We've seen that our mobile CapEx deployment has helped us to reduce our roaming costs, which is also a contributor to reducing our cost effectiveness overall. So for us, it's ensuring that our CapEx yields the right returns for our shareholders.
Given those returns for shareholders between now and 2025, when you think about reinstating that dividend, what do you need to see to tick off the box for you and the board?
So the key thing for us is that the dividend policy will be strongly based on free cash flow. So they must be sure that the businesses continue on the current rate of returning strong free cash flow. So free cash flow return is what's going to drive the dividend policy. And of course, then the dividend restatement is based on that. And once we hit those thresholds, we'll be able then to pay the dividend to our shareholders.
Serame, thank you so much for your time. That is Telkom CEO Serame Taukobong taking us through the period that was as they delivered their financials this morning.